All right, dear friends, who's ready? Who's ready for tomorrow? Who's ready? Are you ready? Can you handle this? I don't know. I don't know. I love this. I love this. I don't care what anybody says. I love the pageantry of our system. Not our democracy, but our republic. I love the rules. I love this. I love it. I love levels of this. Ah, you can't believe. And I love people who say, tell me the truth, but don't be negative. What? Don't make me sad. Don't make you sad. Don't tell me the truth if it's bad. What are you talking about? Just don't do that. Not if it's bad. Not if it's bad. Don't you want to know the truth? Not really. Not necessarily. You don't want to know the truth? No. Oh, come on. This is the best. We're adults. Come on, suck it up. Butch up. Grow a pair. Backbone. We're going to do this. He's going to win this thing. And I can't believe how you're listening to this bullshit. I'm going to say it. I don't know what to call it. I'm going to show it to you. One of you fine folks, who was the dude? Who was the feller among you? By the way, I hope you signed up for my newsletter. Hope you did. Hope you signed up for it. I got the second one going out tonight at about 8-ish. I sent one this morning, and then I'd follow up if you didn't open it. I go send it again. That's it. But I hope you got it. I hope you found it. Hope you're paying attention to it. It's some good stuff. It really is. I mean, damn good, really good stuff. Stuff that I put together and cobbled together and wrote and did all this stuff. And I hope you're paying attention to it. But people are just going berserk. And I'm listening to this, and it is absolute caca del toro. I can't believe what I'm hearing. I can't. Let me give you an example. Of one. This is really good stuff. I mean, really, honest to God, good stuff. And I don't even know how to fill you into this, but I'll try my best. There was a case. One of you fine folk. Yep, there's a link right there. Go to the section that says sign up for the newsletter right there in the description or comment section right there. In any event, do you remember a while back, one of you folks said, hey, I'm upset about it was some Iowa thing? I said, what the hell are you talking about? I'm upset because this woman said about the Iowa thing. The Iowa thing? What are you talking about? This woman, she said that she put the bowls in the Iowa, the seltzer, and a seltzer. And I was like, who's seltzer? I don't know, but she said this thing, and I don't know what the hell to do with it. Her name is Ann Seltzer. Now, I'm going to tell you something. I'm not going to put it up and make you watch it. Go to Collin, Collin, Rugg, Rugg. And there's this polling guru, Ann Seltzer, who released the poll in Iowa showing Harris up by 3. Apparently doesn't know what the D and the R mean in her crosstabs. Mark Halperin is basically destroying her. Can you respond to the criticism of your poll? She says, that's a little difficult for me to see. What does this D represent and the R represent? This is the poll. Do you hear what I'm saying? One of you fine people the other night she doesn't even know what she's talking about. It was the poll. Who was it who said this? Who was it? Like Ann Seltzer. I said, who the hell's Ann Seltzer? You can't live like this. You're going to go crazy. My flag is out of I got to fix my, you know what? It's tilted. It's not good. In any event, Dear friend, you need me to walk you through this. To walk you through this. Pilgrim Media said, tell us the truth. It's best. It's not the truth. I've been telling you. What do you want people to say? So first, before we begin, let me just say, are you absolutely sure? Are you sure that you're signed in, that you're logged in, that you're subscribed? Are you sure? Are you really? Which is very, very important. That's number one. Number two, have you gone to preparewithlionel.com? Have you perused the fair? I'm not going to spend a lot of time on this. Look, either you have some type of emergency food in case of a disaster or God knows what, or you don't. If you don't think you need it, fine. If you don't care about it, fine. If you could just cobble together some banana chips and maybe start that fasting program. You know, you've been hearing intermittent fasting's a doggone thing. You know, maybe that will be a good time for you to fast. Oh, I don't know, 30 days. Just jump into it. I don't mean to be to joke about it, but this is serious business. It's preparewithlionel.com. It is simply the best system. You will not believe what they have. Okay? You will not believe. And also, my friends, I'm going to tell you one more time. Our friends at mypillow.com. MyPillow with our friend Mike Lindell. Use promo code Lionel and get a free gift. I know gifts are free. What are you going to do? MyPillow.com. I'm going to sneeze now. Oh, yeah. That means we're going to win. See? When I swim, and when I sneeze, that's a sign that we're going to win. Okay? Okay, good. Now, let me get back to this. I don't know what to call you. I don't know what to tell you. By the way, a sneeze is called a sternutation. Did you know this? A sternutation is a semi-autonomous convulsive expulsion of air from the lungs through the nose and mouth, usually triggered by foreign particles. A sternutation. You got that one? Think Howard Stern and then sneezing. Okay, now let's go through a whole thing. So this Seltzer lady didn't know anything. She didn't know anything, and you were upset. And she didn't know what the D or the R meant. What do you think the D or the R meant? Go ahead. Go ahead. What do you think? Huh? Look at this. Anna says, hey, Nick, getting nervous about tomorrow. Anna, would you stop? Anna, please. Relax. It's going to be fine. I'm telling you. Just relax. What do you want? There are some things I could talk about. But before you want to, you know what this fight's about? Let me tell you what it's about. It's about this. It's about Peanut and Fred. That's what it's about. Don't forget it. And this. You want to get mad? You want to get mad? You think I'm kidding? This is it. People are calling for justice after Peanut. Look at this. Peanut. Little Peanut. This has gotten me more mad.
Peanut was the best thing that ever happened to us, and we got confirmation that they put him down.
A little Peanut.
This is madness. That little animal has brought so much love and so much joy to so many people in such a dark time in history. This is wrong.
Peanut's freedom form. Look at this.
Starting this nonprofit
Don't take that to Springfield, Ohio.
The life of a squirrel has been nothing but incredible, and I can't thank you all for the love and support.
This is the most. This story just drives me crazy. There were. Do you know? Listen to me right now. Listen to me. Peanut has been investigated more than that certain prevert on the yacht and the island who lives on the Upper East Side. Peanut, the squirrel, has been investigated more than that guy. They did a full-fledged Roger Stone ninja attack on him, but nothing to stop Tren de Aragua, the open air brothels on Roosevelt Avenue. Is Roosevelt Avenue right in Queens? Yeah, Brooklyn, fentanyl trap. Nothing. This is it. This is it. Somebody said, "Go get them." Unbelievable. Freedom says nobody thought Dodgers would beat the Yankees. It's a no-brainer. Trump 2024, baby, let's go. Excuse me. Nobody thought the Dodgers would beat the Yankees? Are you kidding me? No, they were thinking it would be brutal, but at least they got what, one game? Now listen, I want you to listen to me. Nobody knows what they're talking about. Let me give you an example. This is the best one. This is David Axelrod, okay? Let's watch this. He's on CNN. Tell me what he's saying.
About right now.
Well, look, the watchword of the day is humility here.
Now, let me stop right there. David Axelrod, like most people, like Mark Halperin, like everybody else, are trying to go back on. They have to never seem like they're in 100%, or they always have to backtrack. Halperin was you can't believe he says this, then he says this, then he says this, then Trump said this. Well, the reading, it's like, what are you talking about? I got one for you. Okay, I got one for you. Listen to me on this. First question. One, in reading or whatever, where was, they had the family on there. They had Lara, or Laura as they say. They had Eric. They had Tiffany and Edu, her husband, the new husband. And they had Don Jr., but no Kimberly Guilfoyle. Ruh-roh. It's Howie Brown, by the way, became a YouTube member. Well, damn it, Howie. Thank you, my friend. Hell, you've been giving them out to everybody else. It's about time you did. I thought that was fascinating. Number two, Trump was wearing a little bit too much of that paint, whatever that stuff is. He looked like Tan Mom. Remember her? Remember that lady she went in? It looked a little weird. That's it. So what? I don't care if he comes out, drops trowel, bends over, and moons everybody. It doesn't matter. He's been indicted. He's been convicted, or what was charged. He's been, what are you going, what can he do? Or they're going to say, okay, I don't mind all that. Would you listen to me? Every damn time they told Trump, oh, he's done now. Oh, that gold star. Would you shut up about the gold star? Nobody cared about that. Well, when he made fun of John McCain, nobody cared about that. He's been doing this his whole life. Oh, now he did it. Who was it? Halperin. I was listening to this. Mrs. L, listening to this crap. He says, well, he went a little conspiratorial. He thinks they stole his election. He's been saying that. Where have you been? And believe it or not, there are people who may agree with him. These people just go on and they say, what do I have to do to get the gig? Now, Halperin's different. He does a little podcast with whoever it was. But this is, okay, so let's go through this, all right? I want you to listen to this. Axelrod says absolutely nothing. And let me show you why.
Right now.
Well, look, the watchword of the day is humility here.
Okay, here we go. You know what this is? BS a coming. Caca del toro. Mierda is my 2020 mug. Mierda. Okay, bilge. Here it comes.
When you have polls that are this close, and I'm sitting next to one of the great pollsters, and I think she would tell you, when you have polls this close, you're not sure of anything. And
the polls are the public polls. The polls that you read, the polls that are done by Quinnipiac or by what's the other one? Quinnipiac and the other one. I mean, ABC, this Western, Eddie's polls. What polls? They're this close. What? Do you know the sample size? You're supposed to go on because you're a Democratic operative to talk about how close they are. you're not going to believe the results. The same way your same polls had Hillary Clinton destroying him. So don't give me this crap, Mr. Humility. We've heard this before. Okay? Anyway.
And it really matters who shows up because these polls.
It really matters who show up. Jesus, I never knew. Honey, it really matters who shows up. Did you hear that? Trumpy, it really matters. Oh my God. It matters. Yes, Bungie. Yes, it matters who shows up. Looks like he's like pixelated, doesn't it? Like he's like a witness protection. And this man came forward, Sammy the Bull Gurman. Can you believe this? It gets better. He says nothing. It matters who shows up.
Those are not precise. So,
they're not precise, and neither am I.
So what I'm worried about is you're counting on some women.
You're counting on some women showing up, and you want them to show up. Brilliant.
Who are independent Republican women to come out and vote for Harris. Is that?
You want independent Republican women to come out and vote for Harris. Independent Republican? What the hell is an independent Republican? You're either independent or you're a Republican. What are you talking about?
Who are independent Republican women to come out and vote for Harris. Is that going to materialize? Is the gender gap going to be what you...
Now there's a gender gap? What is an independent? Anybody here who's an independent Republican? Well, I'm a Democratic Republican independent. I'm actually a dependent Republican. What?
Needed to be. Are minority voters going to come
minority? Now he's throwing that one at minority independent
out in the numbers of African American voters in particular, and are you going to get the margins that you want there? So there are a lot of open questions, and they're obviously working it hard right now. There are feet on the street, and they're doing the kind of work that you do in a race like this. But this race is filled with uncertainty.
This is utter crap. What is he doing? First of all, if he pulled that in a team, they kick him out. They say, "Get out of here." You wouldn't go to a dentist who would say, "Well, I don't know. Could be a cavity. Maybe it's not. I don't know. Might be it. Maybe we should fill it. Maybe not. I don't know. It depends. It depends. You're the doctor, the dentist. Tell me. I don't know. It depends." Donald Ellsworth, ladies and gentlemen, says, Uncle Lenny, Joe will step down after this election so Kamala Harris can be number 47 POTUS to Trump the November surprise, fill in the blanks. It will not change anything. Okay. He will step down after the election. Okay. And what's going to happen? Trump, the November surprise. I mean, that's nice. What's going to happen? He steps down and what? What's going to happen? What could she do? Okay, that he couldn't do. Why not let him do it? Why do you want to give her an asterisk in history so she was a president for... What was that? What? I don't know. It's the hardest noise. That was weird. Yeah. It was the weirdest. I thought it was you. Wow. We heard a woman's voice. Maybe it's haunted. Okay. So here's the thing. November the 5th until January the 20th. So what? 2 months and what? 2 weeks or something like that? That's it. So she can be the what? So she can be the nominee for now. This is if Trump wins. What is she going to do that he can't do? Crypto says today is the best day of our lives. Tomorrow, for better or for worse, make America great again. Indeed. Crypto says African American independent Republican woman minority. Yes, I like that one. What is he talking about? It's the weirdest thing in the world. Sparky, wait a minute, says, many women are quietly voting solely on the abortion issue. Establishment stooges, SCOTUS, re-energized after it was no longer useful, making a Kamala victory seem plausible, which is all they need. or not. And you have to have the number of women to do that, and number of Democratic women. You're not going to have Republican women, because no Republican woman is going to believe this. A Republican woman is not going to vote for her for anything. So you're going to have, get this, Sparky, Democratic women voting for her. Now, if there's a greater number of women who are coming out, okay, that's a different story. But Democratic women are going to vote for her because of abortion or women's rights or whatever it is. That's true. You want to play this all night long, mister? Huh? You want to do that all night long? I kid, of course. Franco says the big problem with making Kamala president is that there would be no vice president to oversee the election certification process. Not sure who is when there is no vice president. Well, it's very interesting. That's a great question. She would have to nominate, as in the case of Gerald Ford, who nominated or selected Nelson Rockefeller. So it's a slap in the face. Seriously, it's a slap in the face. You're going to be, remember, who was it? William Henry Harrison. Remember, he was William Henry Harrison. He was selected. My nose is. He was president he was known for, I know, remember he goes, he first to die in office. He was 9th president, the oldest. How many days? What was it? Just a few days, right? Hang on, William Henry, days before death. I'm trying to figure this thing out. And he fell ill and died days later. Why did Harrison only serve 32 days? But before he had been in office a month, he caught a cold that developed into pneumonia. Okay, so 32 days. Yeah, 32 days. So she would actually beat his record, right? Does this make sense? Why would they put her through this? Why would they want her to do this? Why? And one more thing, going back to what Sparky said about many women are voting solely. Many women are voting for Trump, and many Democrats are voting. There are more people voting for Trump that you cannot believe who are showing up at the last minute. Evan Webb says Joe and Harris could step down and let a rat be president. But all that matters is Trump is winning and taking charge in January, which is true. Way of looking at it. Josh says, gays are turning New Jersey red. 2024. Thank you for all you and Mrs. L do. My Canadian friend from Raleigh, and thank you, by the way, Josh. My Canadian friend from Raleigh is completely off-put about abortion ads in swing state, voted the past 2 cycles. Ridiculous. Listen, we can play this game all you want. I don't. Do we know yet the Philly is the Philly thing going on yet, or? Hang on, this is the weirdest thing. Philly concert. Is there a Philly concert? This is Kamala. VP house a whole rally outside Philly Museum. I don't see anything about it. I see news. This is the weirdest news. Crack it open a cold one, honey. Throwing them back. Here we go. Kamala Harris, Lady Gaga, Oprah to rally in Philly where they'll be. Oh, Oprah. This was 4 hours ago. We don't know anything about it. Do you hear this one? Oh, this is August. Anyway, this is the most half-assed thing in the world. Now, let me explain something to you before we go down. Nelson says, Dana Bash is not liking Megyn Kelly speaking at Trump rally per X trending. Well, Dana Bash is just Mishkina Dana Bash. Diana Bash has a perpetual fungia face. You know, she's got the fungia, the faccia di fungia. She's got the fungia, the funge. That's what they call her, the funge, the mushroom. You want to play this? Go ahead and do it. Well, you know, look. All we know is that the internals are showing this. They're talking about these last minute. I got to play this one for you. This is the one that kills me. Oh, there he is. Crypto says she went to a sports bar today for lunch. One commercial break had 5 abortion ads. You know, listen, you got to be careful how you play this. You got to be careful how you play this. I mean, if again, remember what she's saying. She's not saying vote for me. I'm Kamala because I'm going to support something. They just keep talking about abortion. Well, what are you going to do about it? Is abortion law in jeopardy? Well, maybe not, but okay. Watch this first of all. This is a guy who I like, sort of, but even Halperin kind of is all over the place. Now watch this.
It is not as disastrous as it was in the first 3 days for the Democrats, but it's still really bad. And
okay, now what he's trying to do too is, remember, he's easing it in. He's easing in. He doesn't want to go too hard because he was really hard, and he was looking like a Republican operative, okay? Which of course he's not.
And the Harris campaign has done a great job of spinning the national media on it. And when you talk to people in the states, whether there's two categories of people in the states. There's more junior people who don't lie about the data and what it means. What you have now is tons of senior Democrats are in the states. They're door knocking, like people who've run presidential campaigns are literally going to Michigan and Pennsylvania and door knocking. And those people are honest with me because they're worried, and they're not in the business of like Wilmington is. They're really worried.
Old door knockers are. This is a guy who's talking about polls and numbers. Old door knockers are honest with me because, well, they're older people, and a lot of times they used to be they were bag boys at Publix. They're older people, and they tell me the truth. Because the old door knockers, what are the door knockers telling you?
Okay, they may be wrong. They may be wrongly worded.
They may be wrong. I hate when people say that. You know, I may be wrong. Then why are you saying this? You know, I may be wrong, but let me look at this. I'm looking at the X-ray. I may be wrong. Well, I think that's broken. I could be wrong. You know, maybe I'm wrong. What does that mean? Maybe I'm wrong. Of course you could be wrong. I don't know. Call me crazy. Maybe, I don't know. I'll go on a limb here. Don't hold me to this. You're the announced. Maybe I'm wrong. Well, thank you.
The Pennsylvania numbers, when they come out today, if she's below 400,000 vote lead compared to Biden's lead in 2020, it's going to be problematic for her.
I heard this one today. I heard this guy who comes up and says she doesn't even have 400, and then she's 750. Do you want to keep up with this? This one said, well, it's 405. What are you talking about? Well, the numbers don't have the thing. I say, please, they have to justify. Can you imagine them hiring me? And I say, look, we don't know. Beats the hell out of me. You don't know either. These numbers, give me the internals. This is crap that we have. You're giving me this ABC. They say, get him off. Nobody's going to have me off, but that's the answer. Now, what I want to know is this. I talked to the big money people, and you're not going to believe this. I got a friend of mine who's a big money guy with the Kamala group, and he's telling me that in order for him to justify that the numbers are crappy because he demanded to see the internals, and he's seeing that it's not anywhere near looking good for her. I know this because I'm one of these guys who is putting a lot of money in. That's the stuff you want. I want to know what the internals show. I want to know what the real, honest to God numbers show. What do the numbers show? Not old door knockers.
What is the biggest indication that we've seen that the early vote is a problem for her?
Okay, get ready for this now. You ready? Get ready. This is Mark Halperin now.
It's Jim Messina talking to Jen Psaki.
Jim Messina talking to Jen Psaki. That's it. Loggins and Messina. Your mama don't dance, and your daddy don't rock and roll. Jim Messina from Poco. Jim Messina. Come on. I'm kidding. It's not Jim Messina. But the point is, this Jim Messina?
Jim Messina, if you go watch his cable TV appearances, he has been, first for Biden and then for Harris, the most boosterish person about them. Just rose.
Are you kidding me? Jim Messina? Well, Dick Azinia was, oh my God, I watched Dick for, he was he was a door knocker. And if Dick Azinia says we're going to do it, so that's my thing. Oh, leave it to Dick. Do you like Dick? Oh, I like Dick a lot. We all like Dick. If you like Dick too, listen to Dick. When it comes to Dick and door knocker, sometimes he'll knock a door.
Colored everything that's going on with Biden and Harris is fantastic. Here he is with Jen Psaki talking about the early vote. Please play 103.
Okay, what's their biggest concern right now if you're the Harris team?
Well,
losing.
I think it's a couple things. The early vote numbers are a little scary, and you and I have been texting back and forth. Republicans didn't do what they did last time. Last time Trump said don't early vote, and so they didn't. Republicans do have an advantage in early vote numbers. When the early vote come in, it's going to look a little bit different than 2020, and that's scary. Scary.
So Dan, decode that for people who aren't familiar with
Dick, door knockers. You got your door. What are you, Jim Messina? This is where we're going. I've got people here at Lionel Nation ready to slit their wrist. They want to get drunk out of the bejesus. They're scared out of their minds, and they gave me Jim Messina. Come on,
Jim Messina. How scary is it that Jim Messina says it's
Jim
scary?
Messina, stop saying
it's scary. I mean, it's
scared
brutal
by Jim
honesty.
Messina?
And you look at every major urban center in the swing state.
Jim Messina is a grease spot. Jim Messina will never work for the Democrats. NBC. He just killed his career by going and saying Jim Messina is because you're supposed to go on MSDNC and lie. You're supposed to lie, Jim. Don't you know that? Even the geriatric door knocker from Scranton knows that. I don't even know what the hell that means.
And there is not one, not Philadelphia, Milwaukee, Detroit, Atlanta, Las Vegas, Phoenix, where Democrats are doing well. And the problem is it's two voting blocks. It's Blacks, Latinos, people of color, and young voters. They're not seeing the turnout yet that they feel that they're going to need. So the issue is, can you make it up in the suburbs or with older voters, as you talked about with Ann the other day? But something's got to give. Otherwise, it's hard to see, where the numbers are going to come from.
What? You see, the problem is you have to have you got to understand. You got your black, young men with a limp. You see, people with a limp normally vote early because normally the limp hurts them later on in the day. So you get an early vote, and black folks, and then you have the nun vote. People forget that too. Get thee to a nunnery. I think makes a lot of sense. I think Shakespeare was right about that. Then you have the paraplegic domestic. Now those people are oftentimes forgotten completely. Then you've got the schizoaffective suburban soccer mom who does have lesbian tendencies and watches a little bit too much Hulu. Now that group of people, this is just gibberish. Co-create with me says make Orwell fiction again. Oh, absolutely. Yeah, can you believe this? You are just, and you're getting upset by this? Josh says pro-life is pro-gay. We would adopt if we could. Let me tell you something. Gays, listen to me. Gay, you got your gays. They're 100% behind Trump. You know why? Because the D's left them behind over the T's. By the way, you see that feller today? That feller who was in the Olympics? He has a micro penis and hidden testicle, which is most Democratic men. I think Doug Emhoff has a micro penis. Did you hear this? He's a man. Mel says, tell me lies. By this time tomorrow, New York and California are red. Mel, I like you. I don't know if that's true, but there's a very good chance. And if you think Peanut is not a chance for this, if you think Peanut, by the way, years I'll tell you the Peanut joke later. It's actually a really true story happened to me. CR says, I got my Trump 45 sneakers. I'm dancing in them tomorrow. Well, and you can also get a marker and put 47. Of course you're going to be. Listen, we're going to be on. I don't know how we're going to do this all day. Make sure you're connected here to Lionel Nation. We'll start off in the morning. Well, maybe during the day. I may just open it up. Hell, I just may watch this all day long, just so we can be together during this time. Listen, I'm telling you. Remember 2020, I was saying, and you were saying, stop it. And I was right. This time, no. Crypto says, ah, ha, 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 ha. Thank you, Crypto. Appreciate that one. Well, he was laughing, honey. Are the Democrats experiencing a Dunkirk moment? Or, we will certainly find out. Crypto says, how is that not racial? I don't know what the hell you're talking about, but thank you. Ms. Larini said, I heard they're prolonging Arizona and Pennsylvania vote count and media going to say she won no matter what, even when she's clearly lost. Well, remember Brett Baer? Remember when that son of a bitch called it early? I don't know what that's going to do. If I come on and I say, ladies and gentlemen, actually Mike Pence has won. What? Just because I'm saying it doesn't make it true. I don't know. I'm not sure about that. Uncle Lenny, I will fill in the blanks. Kamala is number 47, DJT, number 48. It screws everything up. Signs, hats, T-shirts, etc. Who does this hurt? DJT, Joe's last 10. Donald, it's interesting. You bring up a very good point. Technically speaking, I believe that Donald Trump is the 45th president. Grover Cleveland, like for example, was FDR was the whatever. John Kennedy was the 35th president, irrespective of he didn't know it. But to me, Trump is the 45th president. Not in terms of the sequencing, but whatever. Call him whatever you want. A pipe dream, but May 2024 echo 1984 for Trump. It could very well be in a good way. Stephen Lynch says, I'm wearing my Make Christmas Again sweater no matter what. Well, you do it, damn it. You do it, and do it especially outside. Okay? I'm just sitting back and saying, okay. Whatever, say, just win. I'm happy. I don't care about it. Whatever. Just get 270. That's it. I'm out of here. Second, we need to study for the bar exam. People said, just let me pass. Okay. Whatever the number is. That's all. Now, here is Steve, by the way, Steve Bannon, who wears the same jacket all the time. Bless his heart. Here's Steve Bannon, who really has to work on it. Everything's coming up rosacea. It's a terrible joke, but he really has to work something on that. But he's good from afar. But here we are. Here he is with Mark Halperin again with another version of this.
Carolina, they've had a free fall of the black.
Now they're talking about North Carolina and the black people. You just get. Well, we got the what about the wheelchair bound little people in Wisconsin? That's another one too. That's a hot topic. Any event, sorry.
In North Carolina, they've had a free fall of the black vote. You see this all across the board. Mark Halperin now joins us. Mark,
the free fall of the black vote for Dems.
You spent so much time in the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania, but we played as a cold open yesterday your brilliant insights into Wisconsin.
Why are his insights brilliant? We don't know if they're true yet. I can make up all kinds of things. I can say things about Georgia. By the way, see what the Georgia Supreme Court said basically no to the extending. There's 9 of them. Normally, state Supreme Courts have 7, and then the U.S. has 9. But I counted 9. In any event, that was good news. I like that one.
As we wrap up here on a Sunday night, where do we stand in both of those states on the blue wall, sir?
Beats the hell out of me, Steve.
Well, I think you got to start with the question of whether you think she can win any of the three bigger Sunbelt states.
Well,
if you
yeah.
don't, it's pretty simple. She's got to go 3 for 3. And there's reasons to think that there's overlap reasons, weakness with black vote and turnout in the big cities.
By the way, just to let you know, I have no idea what the hell he's talking about. I mean, not because it's breaking up, but this kind of jib. What does this mean?
In the 3 blue wall states, they all have their idiosyncratic elements. And the focus, Steve, as you know, has been on Pennsylvania. I did a 2-hour show called "It's All About Pennsylvania," but my sources in both parties in Wisconsin say that's become our biggest problem. It's an older state, a more rural state.
Here we go.
And it's a challenge to campaign there because the media markets at this point can go to airport adjacent events, but that's it. Trump's strength in the rural areas is kind of impregnable there. So I'm not saying she'll lose all 3. I'm not saying she'll win all 3. But
what are you saying? I'm not saying I'm right. I'm not saying she's going to win. I'm not saying she's going to lose. It's tough there because you got to fight an airplane. And you got an airplane, you sit on the seats and you get hemorrhoids. You sit there for a long time, you get hemorrhoids, you get piles. And when the piles act up, next thing you know, you come in and you can't walk very well. And if you're wearing a lot of synthetic and polyester, take it from me, then you got to use a preparation H. And then when you walk out, you kind of wince. And that's not good. It's kind of a mincing kind of an attitude. It's not good to. Have you ever see people that kind of walk like little tiny steps? And that's because of the flare-ups of the stalagmite preparation H, the hemorrhoids, which is a problem because you're going to be in a plane back and forth to Scranton. And don't forget, now we also have the agoraphobic black vote. These are black people who are afraid to go outside. Now, a lot of people, believe it or not, there's a tendency in males 35 up who tend to have agoraphobia more. Just making this shit up.
I am saying that I'm being pointed more towards Wisconsin lately as the weak link as opposed to Pennsylvania, which is still a challenge for her.
Yeah, okay.
But Wisconsin may be the one that falls
Maybe.
first.
Maybe not. I don't know.
Today, a lot of the analysts are pointing to North Carolina, where I see the numbers for the.
You're going back to North Carolina. See, Mark Halperin was basically saying, I don't want to talk about North Carolina. And by the way, you wear that jacket every day? No matter the day. I mean, it's really not, I mean, you wear it in the summer. That thing must stank. Does it stand up by itself? It's like remember Chris Christie wore that velour thing during oh my God. It's like, ooh, must put it with a stick like in boiling like a cauldron. I mean, look at
Democrats. I think they're pretty awful, particularly with the black vote. Why are people now talking about that North Carolina?
Here we go.
You started talking about Wisconsin. They're saying, hey, North Carolina may be the key state for her and maybe her salvation.
Maybe, could be, maybe not. I don't know. Could be, maybe. What about Wyoming? Could be, maybe.
Your thoughts, sir?
Thoughts?
I think there's a number of reasons. First of all, the press wants and the Democrats want to keep the story alive that she can win one of the 3 big Sunbelt states. And I think it's generally considered, unless there's just an overwhelming 54,
I can't put up with this.
55%.
See, this is what you people listen to this stuff. What is he talking about? I don't know. Maybe not. This is just nuts. Let me see. Leslie Watson says, thanks, Lionel. No, thank you, Missy. Oliver Calamari says, KH called bacon a spice to Muslim podcast host. Ooh, I did not hear that one. I hope that's not true. Josh says, for sure, we were effed over by the T. I couldn't even write the T word in the super chat. Talk about Orwellian. Well, just put pump. We'll figure it out. Crypto says, Latino, blacks, rural, old states. You can't make this up. Oh, and old door knockers. And don't forget Jim Messina. What are we talking about? Tonight I swear to God, I almost screamed when I heard this. Halperin said, oh God. Halperin said that Trump's speech about something, he was again, how do we say this? Thank you, Kathy Figueroa. Thank you. He said that his speech was very conspiratorial. Stop this. When you hear somebody use the words conspiratorial, they don't know what they're talking about. Let's take a break for 1 second. Not a break. You should never say a break or any kind of thing. because it's always one continuous thing. We never break from the programming. But there is this important message, especially if you've got some youngins. Remember, make sure you tell your kids right away, watch those credit cards, watch what happens. And there are people who are absolutely underwater because of debt, not because they're bad people, not because they're spendthrifts, not because they just say, hey, let's wing it, because sometimes they needed it or they didn't have the money. And now they're wondering, now what do we do? Well, there's an answer. Listen to this. New reports reveal that the average person has $8,674 in credit card debt. Plus, the total average consumer debt is a shocking $104,215 between mortgages, auto loans, student loans, credit cards, and unsecured loans. Unfortunately, without outside assistance, many will continue digging themselves deeper and deeper into the hole of debt. Now, I've advised and counseled friends and clients for years who want to take back control of individual debt about this secret weapon that has helped so many consolidate everything owed into one affordable monthly payment. They even help negotiate a settlement agreement that will allow you to pay less than the total balance. Listen, they settled over $275 million in debt, and they've helped people become debt-free in an average of 28 months. I've had such an incredible experience referring clients and friends that I wanted to partner with them here and introduce their services to you, my loyal Lionel Nation family. If you want a helping hand to get out of debt, I absolutely, positively, and strenuously recommend booking a free consultation now by going to nodebtwithlionel.com. Look at the address. Once again, that's nodebtwithlionel.com. Use the link I've provided under the title. Listen to me. You can take control and learn how to get out of debt now. You know, no person ever who was in the cephalogical prognostication, those who were Vatic, those who were Pythonic, those who read the entrails of the beast, those who augured the future, none of them ever made any sense by virtue of the stupid thing. I mean, I honest to God don't know it. There is this. Let me put it this way. Let's start with this. Forget telling me how Trump's going to win. That's easy. Who? The Amish what? Oh, the Amish. I'm going to do Elon Musk. I'm going to put this up for you. I love the Amish. I've never been to Amish. Oh my God. Elon Musk. I love Elon Musk. Oh, and Nigel Farage. Nigel Farage was there. Let me see. Where is it? Here's Elon. Hang on. Let me see. That's okay. And Elon's mom, he really likes his mom. I'm getting so tired of this Charlie Kirk. And he sits there in his chair and he gets these jadrules who come up and he picks some schmuck who asks him a stupid question. You never get anybody who puts him in his place, who just knocks it out of the park. You never hear that one. He gets to some poor schmuck who shows up and there's Charlie Kirk laughing. Oh, for God's sake. He gets on my nerves. Okay, hang on a minute. Let me get this. Let me look for the Amish. 17 hours. Hang on a minute. Hang on. I got 10. I'm looking for Amish. Yeah, and if I hear one more girl, this woman voted for sure. I'm not trash. Oh, shut up. Just tell me I'm hot. Okay, you're hot. Now get the hell out of here. Oh, here we go. Oh my God, I love this. This is great. Hang on a minute. I'm going to do this just for you. I'm going to pull this up. I'm going to make the clip. Hang on. Keep talking. Talk amongst yourself. Hang on a minute. Oh, hang on. Just a second. I think I actually picked up your thing by hand. Just a second. Hang on a minute. Don't you love this? You can be a part of the actual production. Here we go. Here we go. There we go. This is great. This is great. I love the Amish. And somebody was explaining to me the Mennonite. I don't know what the hell the difference is. But anyway, hang on a second. I know this is a long way to go. A short time to get there, but we're eastbound. This is the production.
And the same on the game. Hey, Donald Trump is your president, and if you like it or not, keep the energy you had with Barack. Cause you know this Trump train don't stop.
But the music, the hip hop, and the Amish. One more time.
We ain't the same on the game. Hey, Donald Trump is your president, and if you like it or not, keep the energy you had with Barack. Cause you know this Trump train don't stop.
I'll tell you what, that and also that Barack looks like he is just lost. He is like saying nobody gives you Barack, nobody cares. And do me a favor, and I'm sorry. Look at it. Somebody says, crap music, stop. Potts, do you understand that they hit the humor of this? Do you understand this? Do I have to explain this to you? I guess I do. My God. Where is Kellyanne Conway, Uncle Lenny? Who cares? I gotta tell you this much. There's this the hell was I gonna say? What the hell was I gonna say? I have no idea. It was a great idea. See, sometimes I wonder, how can you not miss I gotta say this. How can you miss the joke? The forced kind of this hip hop urban modern with a horse and buggy. I mean, I love when people just but that's the beauty of it. Sometimes I love people who just don't get it. And we need people like that. Now listen, here's my story. This is what I was going to say. Tell me what. Stephen Lynch says, pump it up. Blue balls in Intercourse, PA. That's right. Blue balls in Intercourse, Pennsylvania. Don't forget. Can you imagine a hitchhiker with a sign that says Intercourse ? If you don't go there, you go to Blue Ball. Remember that one? Anyway, tell me, make one movement, one explication why Kamala is going to win. They can't do this. How about this? Just say, welcome, hi, I'm Dana Bash. Faccia the Funge with a Funge face. I'm Dana Bash. And today, folks, we got a question for you. Tell me why she's going to win. I can't tell you that. Do you know if President Trump talked about peanut? I think he might have. I might have. Porch Sitter says they have great smorgasbords. You know what? Can't be wrong with that. I like that. Humorous says, Elon drop on JRE today. Are you going to cover that? No, I did not see that. Why don't you tell us about that? I'm sorry. I kind of missed that one. Sometimes I can't tell if they're the same one or a new one. Hybrid Allen says, I hope he wins, but Kamala Fugazi said it will take days to count all the ballots they need. She's right, especially if Trump landslide. It could be. But here's the deal. Let's assume, what are you supposed to do? Oh yeah, that's right. Elon lit up X with peanut. Yes, I saw that. Oh, Elon was ever. Let me tell you something. The whole peanut thing, I don't think people, you see, when I tell you something, there's a reason for it. Do you remember when, maybe you don't, I sound like maybe you do, maybe you don't. I don't know. She could. Maybe she won't. I don't know. Could be. Jim Messina with the old door knockers in Pennsylvania. Lyndon Johnson, years ago, after he had his gallbladder surgery, he showed people the scar, and it was disgusting and everything. But he also had two beagles, and he picked up the beagles by the ears. Remember that one? They went berserk. I'm serious. Vietnam War, Civil War, Billy Saul Estes, Mac Wallace. By the way, this guy may have killed his sister, Josepha. This was a bad dude. Did you ever hear the story? Please, I can't play for you now. Please, when he calls up the Hager, is it the Hager Slacks, man? Did you ever hear that one? Where he says, I need to get a bigger fit. Now, sometimes I fluctuate 10, 20, 30 pounds. And I need a long pocket to put my knife. And he said, he talks about something. He goes, I got to make sure it doesn't, I can't go too much. I can't make it sure it doesn't pinch up too much in my nuts. I mean, it was like he was going on. And they have this recording. And the Hager man, yes, Mr. President. Now make sure you do. And he talks about his, I don't know if even I can say it. See, now you got me worried about this thing. Anyway, just do me a favor. Go on YouTube, LBJ ordering slacks. It's bizarre. The amount of attention to his gonadal accoutrement. I'll just leave it at that. So anyway, going back to this. Forget Jim Messina. Where has, who was it? Al Halperin was saying, well, a couple of times her message has been, her message? What are you talking about? Her message. They go on these shows and they feel they have to say something. It's like, are we talking about the same person? I would love, see, nobody would ever have me. I wish I would go on Funja Face, Funj, and say, are we talking about Kamala Harris? Axelrod, have you heard her? No, wait. Have you heard her? You're a smart man. Are you talking about another Kamala? Because the one I'm talking about is an idiot. I'd be off so fast, but I would be so viral. See, that's the thing. In the old days, you say something, you get booted off. Now, I was on a show on the Geraldo Rivera show one time. I think I told you this. And at the end of the piece, I told Geraldo, I said, listen, do me a favor. When you want to call him, when I had something good to say, because I was on this show, I still don't know what it was about. It had Mercury Morris, Cindy Adams, this woman named Pocahontas or Nefertiti. She had like an Indian, Egyptian Anka, Curtis Lewa, Al Sharpton. I don't even know what we were. I have no idea what we were on the set for. So I told Geraldo, I said, because I saw that the floor director was doing the signals for 30 seconds or whatever. So when I did, he says, Lionel, I said, Geraldo, you know what Al Sharpton's version of hell is? Swear to God. He says, you know what his idea of hell is? Waking up one day and all of us get along with peace and harmony, and then he's got to get a job like the rest of us. And Al Sharpton gets up like, why are you? And he he pretends like he's like somebody's holding him back. Kind of like Fred Sanford, like, I'll be back, Weezy, And then they said, we'll be right back. And as soon as they went black, pardon the expression, Sharpton stopped. And he was like this. It was like it was a work. Now, that, I don't know where that is. But with YouTube or whatever, it'd be forever. I'd be the biggest thing in the world, So I would go on. Remember, if you ever see me on this show, I'm going there for one reason, not to come back, but to make a scene. Wendy says, Mr. L, you are on fire tonight. The truth. Thanks for the truth with humor. Thank you, Wendy. That means a lot to me. Brizin Humorous says, if Trump does win, what do you mean if Trump does win? Kamala has to approve him as president. What happens if she doesn't want to verify the election? Okay. I don't know. We'll have another January 6th riot. Maybe Jamie Raskin will do that. I don't know. Oh, wouldn't you love that? Now listen, they're not ratifying this. Come on, Kamala. You're not doing it. She can't do that. What if they actually, what if somebody says, I'm still thinking about what you told me. You think they're going to put her in office? Let's say Trump wins. Biden's going to step down and she's going to be in office for a month and 2 weeks, right? No, 2 months and 2 months and 2 weeks, right? Yeah. Beating William Henry Harrison? Can't do that to her. What's she going to do? Have an inauguration? And we're going to have this thing called the Kamala presidency, a look back. They did that one time years ago on SNL when Reagan had the remember the polyp colonoscopy? Remember that one? He was put under, I think, on the 25th Amendment, and then for a while George Bush was the president until he came out of anesthesia. So SNL did this thing called the Bush presidency, a look back. By the way, true story. Ready for this? You want to laugh? This is gross, but you're going to laugh. Crypto says, love you, Uncle Lenny. Thanks, Mrs. L, for everything. Absolutely. Hear that, honey? Crypto Domini says, thank you. She'll be on in a few minutes. Go right. I mean, I'm telling you, Lynn's Warriors, right after we're done with this at 8:30, I got to tell you this story. When Reagan went into the surgery for colonoscopy, it was brand new. I mean, nobody, we never heard of these. We kind of knew it was there, but it wasn't something that, you do on a regular basis. So it was pretty kind of novel ground, fertile ground. So we had a woman on Channel 8, the NBC affiliate. Was it Suzanne Bates or something? She was kind of new there. She was new. So all of a sudden they said, and they didn't want to tell you what it was. There's a test to determine maybe, this is before colonoscopies. There's a test to determine if maybe you might have, colon cancer. And it looks for, I love this, occult blood, hidden blood. Occult blood sounds like something Styx would be involved in, with the wand. Anyway, so there's a test to see whether you have blood in your stool, and just a little test, and kind of a smear test. And she's trying her best to explain this, and nobody's ever heard of this. What do you mean smear? What? Do I got to? No, you just. What are you talking about? Nobody. Because they were so hesitant, they never explained. Okay. Nobody even does that anymore. They just say, come here, bend over. We just look right in there, which, by the way, is the greatest invention in the world. Forget this going to the Mars business. Sticking a camera up your, and then looking around, and then with a lasso, pulling a polyp off. Got it. Like Larry Mahan at a shoot number 7. That means something. All right. So here's what happened. Eckerd drugstore. We had big Eckerds, Jack Eckers. Eckers were big. Anyway, Eckerd drugstore had this card that you went in. It was like a thing that you can take this card in the privacy of your own home. Take the card with this thing in it, with your reagent kit or whatever it was. Do whatever you have to do. Your little Bobby Sands Maze prison, kind of a little spring. Anyway, put it back in the card and send it to Eckerd's or wherever this place was. It seemed pretty simple. So go to Eckerd Drugs, pick up this card, courtesy of us and Channel 8, and send it to the instructions on the card. Take it home, do your little paint by numbers thing, and then send it off to wherever the pre-address. Okay, how clear can you be? Well, as you know, the Tampa Bay area is filled with a lot of old people, a lot of retirees, and they don't hear it too well. So for some reason, I don't know how they did this, they thought she said, take this envelope, deposit a sample, and send it to Channel 8. Now, let me say this again. I don't know how they thought it. I don't know what made them think this. I don't know how they could have possibly misunderstood when she was very clear. But they took this kind of a thick, kind of a structured envelope, deposited a sample, sealed it, and sent it to Channel 8, which is weird because Channel 8's not even on. They had to write it in anyway. The mailman one day goes in there and he says, what the hell is going on here? They don't know what's going on. They don't know if it was kind of like a terrorist. This is before we were into the whole thing. Until somebody realized, oh my God, it's coming from, oh, look, it's those envelopes, those samples. Oh my God. And he took out the proverbial 10-foot pole, put on a hazmat suit, picked these things up, and got rid of them. The next night, whoever this woman is, she starts off, and I wish I could have recorded this. She said something like this. Look, don't mail us anything. It was like desperation. She cut right to the chase. You go to Eckerd's, and we're out of it. Okay? We have nothing to do with this. We're Channel 8. You go to Eckerd's. You pick up that sample. Do your business, but do not include us in any return address. Any set. We are not a laboratory. We're a TV station. And the mailman, the guy in the mailroom, just quit because he can't take it. I'll stop it. And it was one of the funniest. My mother and I were just hilarious. And I wanted to call. In fact, it was really bad too, because we would, in the old days, I had a speakerphone and we would call up and say, can I speak Channel 8? Yes. Can we please have Susan? Yes. And she would answer the phone. Hello, Channel 8. Yes. I just dropped a stool specimen. What's your address? No, don't send it to us. But you said I didn't say that. And we were howling, laughing. And we have different voices. Yes, hello. I want to thank you very much for your public service announcement. You made us aware of this cold stool. And by the way, what is your address? Don't send it. Anyway, you may not have thought that was funny. I thought it was funny. Evan Webb says, Jim is going back to the house to Pooh Corner to hide. These Dems may have a spot in the Guinness Book of World Records for the most lies. That's very, very true. Oh, and in fact, believe it or not, where has Tampon Timmy been? Where has he been? Freedom says they're going to cheat like hell, and you know it, Lionel. Worse than 2020, because they know Trump will lock them up all this time. Trump 2024. They're going to cheat because they know Trump will lock. They're going to cheat like hell, and you know it. Worse than 2020, because they know Trump will lock them up this time. Wouldn't that make them not want to cheat? Or, I mean, doesn't that make sense? If they didn't cheat, as you say, there'd be no need to lock them up. And if they don't want to get locked up, maybe they shouldn't cheat, since he's going to do that. Just a thought. Crypto says, ha, 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 ha. Thank you so much for that. Stuart Bennett says, America, now is your time to honor those who gave it all to save the great republic. Trump 2024 is our only hope to save liberty and freedom. Our friend from New Zealand, thank you, our Kiwi friend. Thank you so much for that. The lovely and talented Kelly McKinnon says, thanks for everything you do. You have helped me get through this election with laughter and much hope. Absolutely. That makes me happy. But I'm not ever going to give you false hope. I'm not going to tell you something just, to be, friendly. I've told you before, and I'll say it again. If I think something looks bad, as you know, I will tell you. But here's the question. And I'm being serious. This goes for you too, honey. Have you ever had a moment where you thought, seriously, and you got to be honest with me, where you saw Kamala do something and you said, you know what? That's good. That was good. Did you see what she did or what Timmy did? Can you think of one moment? Now, I'm serious. Don't be unfair. Can you think of one time where you said, wow, boy, that was a great rally, or that was a great, I'll tell you one thing. Remember when she tore Joe a new one, speaking of sending your samples to Channel 8. Remember when she said, and I was that kid on that school bus. Well, little did we know she was in Canada at the time, but she was good then because she was waiting for him. But that was then. I'm asking you again. One time when she did a great job. Anybody? I'm serious. Ladies and gentlemen, Kimmy Cliff, please, says she was okay in a debate with help from her earring. You know, Kimmy, you're absolutely right. That was the most why, if that was Trump, they would have had the manufacturer of that device. They would have had him in some gulag, torturing him, demanding that he come up or explain what the reason. That was so obvious. Willie Brown, where is Willie? No, notice Willie. They told him, if you say a word, if you utter a word about anything. Remember Montel Williams? They didn't get him either. Anyway, and let me ask you something. I'm just curious. Mala, did you ever date anybody besides these two people? Did you ever? I mean, I'm just curious. I'd like to know a little bit about, And where's Tampon Timmy? He's gone. He's just through. He did that. They were playing Missile Command or whatever with AOC. Nothing. What's going to happen tomorrow? And remember, tune in tomorrow. We're going to start off early. I'm going to watch this, and they're going to ease in, and there's going to be some moments. And I'm telling you right now, where you're going to say, who in their right mind would vote for her? I know. They think the same thing about you. Who in their right mind would vote for her? I just want somebody to say that they have no problem with her being in charge of the nuclear football. I want them to say, have you heard her? Xi Jinping across from her? Leslie Watson, by the way, says, I noticed that they shut Mark Cuban up. If they shut him up, can't shut us all up at some point. Well, no. They told Mark Cuban, especially after he was doing the Rachel Maddow glasses, the whole doppelganger thing. They told him, that's enough, Marco. Shut up. Crypto says, when she had her fist up to her chin, she wanted to rip that earring out. Interesting. We all knew that. Remember, it was true. Remember something. If you think something, if you know it's true. You know it. You're not a fool. You don't believe in stuff. You saw this and you said, that is exactly what that was. It was the most incredible thing. The other day we were at an event. I'll tell you, we were in Queens Sunday. And I was talking to a fellow. And he says, look at that. They were spraying everywhere. Lines and streaks and octothorpes and hashtags and you name it. So this fellow said, look at that. They're spraying. I said, I have been saying this for so long. I've been on with Dane Wigington. I've been on with so many other people. I've been talking about geoengineering and solar radiation management, carbon dioxide removal, surrounding environment, and all this other stuff. And I said, and for the longest time, and now people are saying, now you're seeing, he says, well, how can people miss this? Now, here I was with a bunch of people who are wonderful people, but they're not, members of some snooty Republican club. The Republican club people know nothing about this. And I'm telling you, I swear to you, they really still don't understand how this thing works. And I want to say one more thing about this. Is there anybody here who still believes that the Electoral College and the electoral voting system should be abolished somehow? W.M. Fishman says, Uncle Lenny, thank you for your sanity check the last few weeks. Trump will win. You can feel it. A lot of very silent Trump voters around me in a deep blue state. Absolutely. Now that's not Jim Messina, mind you. Sorry. But I see the same thing. people who are going to go there, let me tell you what's going to look like this. Okay. It's like this. They're going to sit there and they're going to say, Kamala Harris. Oh, damn it. Just like that. You have no idea how many people vote like that. You ever done that before? You ever said, no. You see the name, Kamala Harris, Tim Wall. And you see it. You knew this moment would come. You knew you were going to vote for him. You knew, obviously. And you look at it and you think, no, I don't want this. No. That's what happens. Now, we're going to get through this tomorrow. You're going to be a part of this. Look at this. Kathy Figueroa says, absolutely. Kathy Figueroa says, the Electoral College was a safeguard our fathers put in place. I don't want mob rule. Exactly. You don't want tyranny by the majority. The very fact that we're saying, well, what about Georgia? Well, what about Virginia? Well, what about North Carolina? The most populous states would be the only people who had any control. Nobody would care about anybody but them. Now, the argument can be made, theoretically, you can win by just 11 states if you won only those, but that's not, it doesn't work like that. You actually have to go to different, the reason why Trump's going to New Jersey and black, and then in North Carolina and in Florida and up here is because of the Electoral College, because of the fact that, who was it? Lewis was his name, I think, one of the original drafters, but they did not want there to be this tyranny by the majority. And every now and then some idiot comes up and they say, wow, they wish to get rid of the Electoral College. Do you know how it works? It's brilliant. It's absolutely brilliant. Missile Command, my favorite arcade game. Johnny Maz, I was at the Tyrone Square Mall. Absolutely. I was a Missile Command freak. Frogger I loved. Remember this one Death? Did you ever see Death Race? When you drive, a guy would run across the street and you would hit him with a car and it would a cross would pop up. And then that became the barrier for you to drive around. Oh, those were the days. With the little ball and the I love that. That was spraying out the. Who remembers a pinball? Look, don't get me started. We're going to get into just a pinball. Plain old pinball, double level. Ding, 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 you know. Love it. The arcade, the sound, it's the sound of a bowling alley, the sound of it. All right, dear friends. All right, I'm going to leave right now. We're going to be setting up for Mrs. L. And let me thank all of you very quickly. Johnny Maz, thank you. WBM Fishman, WBM Crypto Domini, Leslie Watson, Sally McKinnon, Stuart Bennett, Freedom, Evan Webb, CD, of course, Brian Himura, Wendy, Hybrid Allen, Brisen Himura, I guess it's the same one, Mrs. Lauren, 1, Stephen Lynch, Pilgrim Media, Kathy Ficarota, thank you, Josh Belveria, Oliver Calamari, Leslie Watson, Stephen Lynch, Vito, everybody, Donald Ellsworth, George Lenz, of course, CR, special send of love to my good friend, my brother in arms, the Sugar Man, Christos, we love you, my bro. Co-create with me, Nelson A. Thank you, Josh Blevin. Franco, thank you. Sparky, indeed. Donald Ellsworth, Howie, Freedom, and Pilgrim. You are absolutely superb. All right, dear friends, have a great and a glorious day. We will see you tomorrow at 8 a.m. Remember, take it easy. Tonight, watch something. Just watch something else. Don't listen to this crap. Listen to some Rogan. Listen to some else. Do not watch these people. And to hell with Jim Messina. That's what I say. All right, dear friends, have a great, glorious night. See you tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. Until then, remember, these words, a monkey's dead. The show's over. Sue ya. Da-da.